J.A. Kufour as a politician is a criminal and is one of the greatest political criminals at Ghana. Now, mon korana muti social media eka se sebio Kufour oyebubueni no mo ena mo ka sa asem na to Kufour so. Me akwa meti hei. Mbie manu da obebi anka se Kufour ebubueni. Kufour onye disability ni o. Kufour Oti Ghana no obian command pay say Kufour is being grouped under people of disability or people with disability. Obian yesa Kufour the letter bia bro obi woni fie say meyari ni. It's an NPP member, a card-bearing member of the NPP. I will keep my word every single day, and it needs to be recorded in the history of Ghana because Kufour krono be boy no. Say President bi bobi okroma anka enne Ghana ne yetene kentia. Kufour is the greatest political criminal in the history of Ghana. I want to put this on record. And it's about time I responded to Nyoma Ekoso on the internet. I want to say this, and for years, Maka, opinion, your friend, ex-president Kufour, Mumube Bria multi social media, Facebook, especially TikTok, and Kwarabi Bria, Mugu TikTok, irresponsible kids are munim what is at stake. I've said on my platform over and over, so many times to say, J.A. Kufour as a husband, I respect him. J.A. Kufour as a grandfather, I respect him. J.A. Kufour as a citizen and a statesman, I respect him. J.A. Kufour as a leader of a family, I respect him. J.A. Kufour at his age, I respect him. But I will insist that J.A. Kufour as a politician is a criminal. And I have never moved away from that statement. J.A. Kufour as a politician, to me, is a political criminal. And is one of the greatest political criminals at Ghana. Now, mon korana muti social media, eka se, sebio Kufour oyebubueni no, mo ena mo ka sa asem na to Kufour so. If it is a mere kwamiti hei, mimbie manu da obebi anka se Kufour ebubueni. Kufour onye disability ni o. Kufour Oti Ghana no obian command pay say Kufour is being grouped under people of disability or people with disability. Obian yesa. It's more with social media. Now my imagine say mobe force the Kufour abeshe. Eya dear friend no people with disability bracket will be very careful. Be very, 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 very careful. Most ankran when people no. Because you need Kufour to Ghana. You say papa Kufour on the sebio or person nanti ko tu vote to me sorry nanti or person tenasi or to me sorry tenasi. Sometimes they be feeling lazy into on person be sorry. But there's are feeling so lazy no to me sorry jina na so chia. It's more social media TV so etiti Facebook TikTok. Force person mo create bibi to Ghana for nkwara team say eh ya papa Kufour ne ho mfa no oyare oyebubuafo ya papa Kufour nya bubuafo. Ya papa Kufour oduru baby also sorry na ntema ye nyina ehu. Ebia ebi odu baby a ofili lazy on person be sorry no on sorry and no kire so oyebubuani inti me catch them on kwara na mo de TikTok na mo pese mo force na mo de Kufour ekose people with disability ya Kufour nye bubuani munjai sa akasa no na me akobedu amtie minjira baby ambie ma no say Kufour ebubuani it munya very, very careful. Now there's a video circulating on social media, and that video was made in 2024 November. You're 2026. That video was in 2024. Now Samira Bawumia and Nukunu and they started this jandam. And video na mo circulating a video edi over 2 years. Sa time na achechedie Kufuor na MPP for through say we be defending no. Sa eye de Kotiboto Kufuor ono na na president. M1 say and then you people have failed to defend the Kufuor, but you have jumped all the way 25 years back to say Obi Edi Kufuor tem. Now, maybe say munyina mushe video no. Yeah, I will respond. There are so many young people in Ghana, they don't know who Kufour is. They don't know the damage J.A. Kufour did to Ghana. The corruption general, Kufour, the audio Ghana. So, mudina TikTok, amokasa anyhow. But I want to rectify this. Video bia uno system no bia a 2024 video November na Kufour the president. I was reacting to Kufour Jimmy and I'm a Ghana 40 asebi nyome bia efa Kufour ho. Inti my imagine say mo de mo be di Kufour tawa ka se Kufour ebubuani no me akọ de me gina be bia nka so ebubuani Yen nyina hwe Kufour wako event bebre. Ada opese osori no sorry. So opese chi otumfo nsem ogina ne na so chi otumfo na watena se. And it's a sign of a sometimes he's just lazy to do it. But when he really wants to do it, he does it. Intermediate in my eyes. And the wisdom of Nyame J.A. Kufour is not disabled. Now, I'm going to video no 2024 video we na MP for somebody jandam. Me wi na ma kire who J.A. Kufour is. Kufour na ni pe bia ma adwen say omo ni message ma ba omianti omo de be sympathetic politics no. Me ba kire mu who Kufour is. E bia mo nkwara bebre mu nim Kufour. Enti these are things we need to take serious. Now, my mention my DB. Now, shade. You say Kotoaba, na ne Kufour do also okubie, before we go on, this is the statue no ko, it be a statue no. I say a bottom, you be on the statue no ko see. Statue na nse akọ you know, I know this, na obiti Western region to Takrade say be Kotoa MPP. Ewurade Nyankopon. Ye na I will say ben a service son ye. This is a Kufour statue. The share statue no be see. O de nyabote na statue no be see. Share statue no share be see. Share environment no. This is what a Kufour acquire no Western region. Na ote Western region, oya wasani, oya hanteni. Na wa sorry say kwasia we me koto aba hwe surrounding. Aha no de statue be see o. Or the carpet be say ho nyina. And or the cars be 200 efri nkan o top petrol gum o de wusika. Ebe sinne. Na na do danko Kufour de twin fan and santene ade ba ko. Hwe Takrade port, John Mahama expansion ye ni nyina no. And we so abegina painting o say ne dia. We Jimmy. These are the people who are campaigning today. Kufour hu adia o enso say ye ba omia metoa so Kufour because ono so ne bae no eye bini dan no obesi ye ne life mu nyina no in the history of his political life J.A. Kufour toilet and it's in the niso hepek toilet Kufour gallon omo bokro no ye nka Kufour asem oya santini and ubuso ma Kufour do nya hwe Ghana at 50 a forensic report was done a commission ka say Kufour ye kromfour Kojom pieni mu nyina wie sika Ghana at 50 and the oko eye archives bia unhu Ghana at 51 video mpo Kufour kromfour and so me anka Kufour asem yeti krom ha edie na yehu Kufour tam Ghana sika 1.5 million dollars 2006 e de kwa abrochire konani gold ebe tu ni kom Kufour kromfour otam Ghana gold eno konane ye eno ba na odo be ma ono agasa no ho award wo Ghana mo se ye ntri Kufour ho asem da ma ye nka Kufour asem sansem fu e nka Mahama na ye ya kama be me ada okrom ha ene de ye nka ya brebre so waka se tia panyini ye de nwan na gu ye krom nwan na gu ye fie J.A. Kufour be di Ghana so wan be di mponche so wan be di na busuafo so ye na ne ye hwe no ende ye na ye hwe Kufour ade na o team na why lazy na person be nante no ye na etua ho ka until we have the right to question Kufour onye yesu oye politician or be Ghana bro yeah it's mama Kufour you say he's untouchable. Who is Kufour? Can you point to one monumental project Kufour ya be to the atom Ghana e bini dan kwa show me one monumental project Kufour na and they bet to me the ye day you bet to me the ensa point say J.A. Kufour nsa no adwuma ni wait much me ni kuro mangaza santimemu okoye emergency ward hospital na esi no e no beto block back wenim eno adam mo fa ne dinto so nipa no disappointment nipa no or embarrassment nipa no has shown no will say he came to serve he came to steal and onam Ghana ha ye campaign ontumi nka say and Ghana for mo amonhwe djuma me maye ontumi last o ma interview me djuma maye nyina me beto ontumi ambo adjuma ono atumi start wie ye 8 years already me see and sa kita school boys foolish boys don't free Kumasi ko an interview no when to me an can or TV no say me adwuma we na me te me nsa free hu Kufour ntuma anya adwuma bi organ nten nsa free hu Kufour adwuma bay. This is a 2024 video a show I'm here and I still stand by it and nobody in Ghana Nobody in Ghana can tell me say what I said was wrong about Kufour's leadership and whatever I said. Because so when you go deeper, you understand, say, mumum, and a mupia moko na koni womb. Mumum, because I have seen Kufour, and what I like about Kufour is say, Odu two for mo to story nante ekochian insem, wakobe bebre was original and that means when he wants to work, he walk. Maybe you see it say Kufour disabled. Into mumum nende mo Ghana phobia adwena ko say Kufour oyebubu afo sebio Kufour the letter bia bro obi woni fie say meyari ni. When was it disclosed nationally? Say Kufour say meyari ni. Wakachi has Kufour ever come out himself to say I am disabled? Modia motiti TV so no Facebook mojiminti penyini a otili fie and I'm okay to so. Me, I don't see Kufour as a disabled person. I see Kufour as sometimes he's lazy to work. That's it. It may be a whole interpretation, no? And I'm will say, well, into mono, when you're very careful the way you speak about Kufour, mo $500, $10, $20, no? But this platform, every single thing we say, it is a study video now, an outshare video now. The context was a Kufour, and I'm Ghana for TSC, the action of Kufour, and yet now, Mobebre who J.A. Kufour is. Jirima Kufour be di no senka any president edimu 1% anka sani pani da jail. The reason why JJ Rawlings never agreed with Atta Mills was because he failed to jail Kufour and Kufour. The reason why JJ always had issues with Atta Mills was because Atta Mills, for the first time in the history, me start here me show me didn't win out because if Atta Mills had been strong enough, Kufour me come jail. Cause some with them. Anything a nipa bi anya anoke kan kwase asem on social media ne Ghana ho. Said yen. Menya den. Mo bodam. Now let me show you who J.A. Kufour is. Yati krom ha. Mo enkwara no mo ba na beti history kitin bi. Na mo adwene am say ye ne penifo na mo beto ye no. Ye ka asem a ye nim de ye ka. Ope one of the greatest criminals o medi Ghana so a. And I say Ghana be doing that. J.A. Kufour. Yes. Because there are so many things, facts under his leadership. A track clearly said he's not supposed to be a statesman in Ghana. And in Jamaica, I've drawn the line. And Debbie Ameka Kufour as a husband, as a father, as a grandfather, as a family head, I respect him. But as a politician, Kufour is a criminal. Yes, or a Kufour. And nobody can contest that because the facts are clear. As an NPP member, a card-bearing member of the NPP, I will keep my word every single day. And it needs to be recorded in the history of Ghana. Because Kufour Krono be boy, you know. So President Bi Bobi Okroma, Anka Ende Ghana ni etin kentia. Kufour is the greatest political criminal in the history of Ghana. The only thing I want the fact make James boy. And I'm going to show you a little bit of Kufour today. Maybe Kufour, the cunning nature. The lies he told you people, the way he amassed wealth, conflict of interest, nepotism, clear corrupt practices, Kufour siphoning, making sure our state facilities. I said, I will catch them. Now Kufour my anything. Kufour my anything. So you people, at the end of the day, I am moving munsi nyansa. Way and we need power. No, but I never just say, the more you know. Kufour because we are about to expose Kufour. You want to be 20 years, 21 years. I'm going to take Kufour some. I'm going to share the detailing. Nyoma Kufour ya ne dangerous and the politician be ya anka Ghana ebe butu. And so young people in the MPP, bebre bonim ena Kufour be the president 25 years ni. 25 good years ni. Why are we not protecting the Kufour who just left office? I didn't think I could protect the Kufour. If you say, no more Bonia Kufour, you know, MPP for Santifo, ne person kataso. Mumu be more bodam. Muntieme. Anamatese mkuko kasakasa. Me say mumu be no more bodam. Moba na mobe kandi Kufour ne boni na ewo krataso no. The facts no. Na catch say in Chiriman say, Papa way or no ena abo Ghana form. Then we start to move forward. Na ahwade amudi defend Kufour no adana mo fa bi defend Kufour do ahwode na monya na mudi defend Kufour. But I didn't know been defending Kufour because Kufour is a twerp. He's a toy president. That guy is basically a dwarf who does not respect the rule of law. Go and defend the Kufour. I didn't know Kufour weja. Because moko baby mugi se nipa dodo no enim history no. But you see, our job here is to sell the message to the people. Use the fact to let people know. Dream our politicians say dear. It is a majority must say money message. The strategy is more sympathetic vote. Intia more for Kufour don't count. Today you people are shy to defend the Kufour don't kwasi for more Kufour Benjamin Bre obuya fast because not Facebook in war. Obuya fast because not Twitter and effective. Obuya fast because there are no records. Me anka me way but more MP before them with Jimmy Ntin and Pesa Ghana for whom nipa Kufour ye. Na ye senya another person Kufour politics man Ghana bebo. And I've said, and I'm going to say this again. Kufour as a husband, I respect him. Kufour as a grandfather, I respect him. Kufour as a family head, I respect him. Kufour as an Ashanti, I respect him. But Kufour as a politician is a criminal. He's one of the greatest criminals we have ever had to lead Ghana. And nobody can change my mind on that because the facts are there and clear. 2024 me bosso. But ana mumu enkwara bi na munim Ghana political history no ene ana moma nkwasiafo bi on say de me anwubre Kufour. You know why? Because ankanya mo a anka we de nkame meka mo agimi nti mo de mo papa na ne nsa akɔhye binim mo MPP fo na ba omiankora ne Samira Jantre ni no me se mo agimi nti mo de mo papa Kufour ne nsa akɔhye binim. And that is what you do today. The damage J.A. Kufour did to Ghana, the nonsense we experienced under Kufour, the clear-cut manipulation of the system, stealing us daylight robbery, creating opportunities for his cronies to steal from us. That is what I'm talking about. Into Kufour edian Yesu. Adam William say. Now, maybe I'm on Kufour. My mention the Kufour kakra, and right now we are going to have the Kufour episode on this platform. And I'm going to say, Mona mokaka Kufour ko na dakem because Kufour no na nkompese sa anwoma we yebeka ka kire nchirima no mo mahu se sa na otie ba mo Samira ba omiamma Mahmudu ba omiamma mo na makofa ba me ekọ. I'm a nice guy. I mention history kakra ba Kufour kro no be boy detailing kakra. Mumu bebre no asantifo ni bi MPP fo ni monte brofo nti ya kenkan krata na monte ase ende mekan na madwudwam Kevin Taylor me den mo bodam na me betia no oyin se obi da hwe me ya what Kufour hotel Kufour Chief Kufour sole owner of Hotel Kufour but munim details of Krono Kufour e dey sa hotel we bo Ghana hey munim de Kufour owo e crop just a Cuba nke hanging da Kufour okopre China anke jeli no Kufour anka North Korea anka mo de ahoma do kon ye na ye jibi ntini so nkwase asem so Ghana. There are so many people who came to lead us and they are not supposed to be walking on the streets of Ghana. Yes, because of the damage they did. Hey, Mujin say in Tony de chechire man sebio obi anyiri nti odi boni ama me yanka. You are the cause of Ghana's problems. Mon kwara ni bi no. In the oti and say, I didn't mo betena se a mon keka we nyina nkyere ma Ghana fo hu the kind of people you are. The MPP, the kind of people you are. But when you come, and where you say, and where internet can come, Jimmy, make sure to no you bunko to be more bottom. Now, who have I offended? Why am I anybody? Oh, because I am telling the people the gospel truth. Now, this issue, Nipa be bratia some way. Oh, Kufour Hotel, Kufour, utie details in the woman a bit sunum. Let me show you something. That issue I friend of a Hotel Wawa, Airport West Hospitality Company Limited, a Kufour, Emma Ebie. Mama show. And as one back we, maybe I want to Kufour Hotel, Kufour the Indian. Omunka details in because Omun so much say we here. Kufour bubefu. Now, in some of the calendar no, for President Oma Banefa just to put down a John Mahama. Na yɛmfa to tone san kende nkwasi afom titi radio so TV, so Facebook, and TikTok, ATM, and come back at your mokana. Let me show you this. Now, establishment of the company Shraj Findings. Kufour ede using a ma area Ghana sika. Esa the state banks sika eto hotel ema no ho. Tie me. Kufour ema ne mabie companies. Ena in the Shraj report no companies no bie no Kufour ma mienu. Ena na company ne omodia. Na dia e wan say Kufour ede say Kufour at the state agencies banks they are buying banks and omuma omudi sika mo omoto edien tosa hotel no na Kufour na president. Now the commission found that one AWHCL that is the Airport West Hospitality Company Limited, incorporated in 2002 and was used as the vehicle for the acquisition of the hotel. Sa company near Freno, Airport West Hospitality Company Limited, no 2002, and yet see, and I could a president. Now, sa company no mutia no, and no the fast to sa hotel no. Strategy ben no fast to hotel no. Now, report wedding or say Chief Kufour established a company, the Airport West Hospitality Company Limited, as a vehicle for the purchase of the hotel. It's a Chief Kufour or an AJA Kufour ba or could be a company. And or this company no eto hotel. Nani papa na ye president. How did he raise money? Onya sika wain. Chief Kufour, how much was he worth? Ne papa be di president year bain 2000s. 2002 no be a company. And or the to hotel. Nani sika wain. The guarantee a chest to hotel the free hina buy. Obaka jam say me and Kufour ho asem. E wi say me Kufour e lazy. Inti na nka mabeta na me Jimmy Fantini nti me me pacha wo. Me me pa wan acha wo. Ma me nkyere wade. Details na me dey ma no. Now, Shraj findings. Shraj stated that at the time of investigation, John Kufour was the sole shareholder. Sa company near Freno, a Airport West Hospitality Company Limited, no. Na John Kufour kwan a shareholder. Sa company kakraka, ebeto a hotel worth billions, na nipa baku pe ene dia. One person. J.A. Kufour ba John Kufour. Onu kwan ene dia. Now, sole signatory and one of the directors, tie. Now, onu kwan signature and a commanded sa company, no. And at the end of the day, or you're one of the directors. Meaning, nani pa baku bi ka ho, and a momu ye hotel, baku yes shareholder, and a baku director. Why na director? The sole shareholder, as of the time of investigations, was Chief Kufour, who was also a sole signatory. The report further stated Nana Ama Kufour was the other director. Nana Ama Kufour is Kufour's daughter. Chief Kufour is Kufour's son. Nana Ama Kufour Kufour baba. Chief Kufour Kufour babema. Omu mienu nkwa ne bie hotel company no. Bema no ena ni signature run company no. Ono na osi ene dia ena ni nua ba oye Kufour ba de den director. Two people. But I was at that time no na Chief Kufour no how much is he worth? Na ni sika ye saying. Ni nua ba no a director no ono na ni sika ye say Kufour ma mienu bie company in 2002 on papa be di president na me chiraw Kufour how diabolic dreamer or these state institutions edi Ghana what was said there ye ka say Kufour as a politician is a criminal above hwade Shraj for investigations no this is what they came up with. Shraj found that Prudential Bank coordinated financing for the acquisition and completion of the hotel. Kufour president na neba ni kapre no and a Prudential Bank for and omo ye den omo coordinate financing omo no mo pay sika from sa bank and any other banks and omo de ba Kufour ba no. Kwan na president na Kufour and a president. Suddenly or interestingly, banks nyina ebi state banks omo nyina ba together so omo ma Kufour ba no sika podium anakoto hotel. Na Chief Kufour no ye hwan. Their role no play. Kufour ba boy no. Kufour Junior no ye hwan. Now, Chief Kufour applied to Prudential Bank Limited (PBL) to mobilize about $6 million to acquire, complete, and operate the hotel. Chief Kufour instructed the Prudential Bank, any other bank to say, Omunjiji sika $6 million. So some na can 2002. Unim sika can was 2002. Unim maybe $6 million. Unim sa sika no unim se di etie. And the cross $6 million. Ubetumi akain. Kufour ne ba oni kapre otumi instructed banks emomutumi put it together $6 million. This is 2002. I mention what there. Make sure who Kufour is and the part one no. Role of National Investment Bank. You didn't catch a Prudential Bank. Now National Investment Bank also eka ho and omuji sa sika di free ho. Strike findings. The commission found that NIB, National Investment Bank, participated in the financing the project. NIB so do musika ko shemu. O papa be the president 2 years pay so 1.5 years. Suddenly, wait to me, I'm making sure say banks we nyina who be a company in 2002. Banks we nyina to me raise sika at the amount. NIB, National Investment Bank. National Investment Bank, Meno Bank. They took that money almost can hono mo pompi sika ma Kufour ba. Now report wedding. NIB is reported to have agreed to finance the hotel with an amount of $2.5 million, which includes an equity subscription of $200,000. NIB, a bank nisika $2.5 million. Kufour ba be a company 2002. Oni new bank one company nim. On papa na president. Omo timi ageti state banks, any other banks to give them over $6 million. You think it's a joke? Adia way and there. Mahama Ba and a Mahama Ba president and a be a hotel and a banks are money $60 million. Again, Kevada Kuma. Also Kufour the angel. Mami Yanka Kufour sem. Now, this is the Shraj report that me really chiro. Me ria na machira say, mo papa Kufour onya angel. Mo papa Kufour onya disabled. Mo papa Kufour just lazy. And nobody is going to force me to change my words. Because maybe you want to put him in that category of Kufour disabled. Because me but I want people to know Kufour who Kufour is. I'm about 20 years munim Kufour. Unim dream Kufour di Ghana. Now let me show you this. Shraj report payment to Anthony Saud. I say the commission found that the former owner of the property, Anthony Saud, was paid in installments. Ukuanima report wedding. Mr. Anthony Saud was paid $3.5 million for the hotel in 2 installments. Yaga say installment omutia 3.5 million 2 installment omutia bako and be $3.5 million. Kufour ba no konya ska free. Company obi in 2002. Ne investment net saying how much was that company worth to be able to make sure state banks raise $6 million a Kufour who was buying the hotel. Yet it's Ghana. Yanka Kufour asem. Most of them bekeka kwasi asem. Mona makofa we aba wo. Ye be bie Kufour too. He has no credibility in politics. As a father, I respect him. As a grandfather, I respect him. As an Ashanti elder, I respect. But Kufour as a politician is a criminal. And that will follow him. Because Nyoma Kufour yeno, si atrani asese a osan kende Kufour dem. Hey. Mama chama debi. Report specified 2 million on February 27, 2004 and 1.5 million on August 20, 2004. And that's how they paid the money. Right there. ECOWAS Regional Investment Bank. The banks some use here, NIB, Prudential Bank, ECOWAS Regional Investment Bank. Omuma loan saying Stride confirmed approval of financial support from ERIB, ECOWAS Regional Investment Bank. Now, the report said further support came from the ERIB with an approval of a loan facility of $1 million on August 17, 2005 for Kufour's son's company. Remember, company where I just $6 million. So nipa mi nupe ene yomu dia Kufour ba bema ene ne baba. Ose me anka Kufour ho asem. Enti me kire mu se Kufour no anka dise nko gina bedwom kura kasa. No. Nobody should give Kufour any space to speak in Ghana politics. Wo betu ehun be hyem ko mu. Na no be am free ba. Ana mo bodam. Let me show you Kufour, the damage Kufour did. Allegation that President Kufour was the real owner. Investigations from Shraj. And I'm really sure. Shraj did not find substantial evidence proving that President Kufour secretly owned the hotel. But listen, although the exact final wording is not fully reproduced in the sources available online, the overall conclusion reported publicly was that, and I quote, the evidence supported ownership by John Kufour. 2. Not hidden ownership by the president. This is reflected in the headline reporting of the findings. Chief Kufour, sole owner of the hotel Kufour. The main aim was for Kufour to own the company or own the hotel and then making it look like it belongs to his son. So you see, when Shraj did all their report, you will not find Kufour's name in there, say, hotel near Kufour there. But when you go back to check how Chief Kufour, it will be a company, 2002, omutumi F4C, state institutions, state banks to give them 6 million. Who influenced that? Because Chief Kufour, they don't have that money. That company was less than 2 years. That company had only 2 directors and 1 signatory. So how were they able to raise that money? It was because Kufour was president and he influenced that process. Yes. Now, Mamen Show, Shraj conclusion, what did they say? Ownership of the hotel. Shraj conclusion. Shraj concluded that the hotel was legally owned by John Kufour. That is what Kufour wanted. Through a company called Airport West Hospitality Company Limited. So that is what Kufour wanted to establish. Hotel on the media, by Mama Mebano, and I had the into 2002. Meti company. Me baba man me baba no nkwa ne belidi me dinim enti achi omokra you can't mention my name. That was the master plan. Now, Mr. John Kufour, the son of President John Ajekum Kufour, is the sole owner of the property near the president's private residence known as Hotel Kufour. Baby na Kufour no hotel ni sino. Sa hotel wa no na ene Kufour private residence na share wall. Do you understand? Sa hotel na and their friend Regency Hotel so dey na e work right now. It is called African Regent Hotel. Sa hotel na almost $6 million those times no. Na ene Kufour private residence na share wall. J.A. Kufour president no. Hotel na ne baneto no ene Kufour efiri na share wall. What are you telling me? Ose Kufour na corrupt. He's the worst president in the history of Ghana. Yes, me chamo Kufour no. Muna mo pushi modene share bracket bi me fa Kufour share bracket bi amo. Muna mo se Kufour disabled. Kufour is not disabled. It is amo besa mo come asema monka. Mema kwasi bi antal Kevin Taylor say and or the yare about Kufour the doctor's report ajero. Kufour publishing the doctor's report so disabled. Yeah, ka Kufour dwuma obedi ya obo Ghana kro no mo kwasi atete Facebook ni TikTok Jimmy mo ho. Why na me ya MPP ni ba ekuta card. O say NDC for na menkasa na NDC papa dia. Mo bodam. Ma mention who Kufour is. Now, overall takeaway from the Shraj findings. What Shraj effectively concluded, the hotel was legally owned by John Kufour, which is what Kufour wanted to do from the beginning, because no him say fraudulent. But on why ya bechinon to the nembana nebeye. 2. Financing came through banks and institutional loans. 3. The president was not proven to be the hidden owner. And 4. Shraj did not establish criminal corruption against President Kufour. At that time, who is Shraj to say Kufour has committed a crime? Because from day one, J.A. Kufour planned this very well so that the arrow, the direction will not come to him. So you will never say Kufour, but unimunyansa now was said the beginning. Oma be a company, no? The number of people in the company, how these banks all came together to give them money. Then you will know that the hotel was being purchased by J.A. Kufour. I don't know one country, but on paper, So we are rational now. The same people you will see Kufour basically influence the process to buy that hotel because it shared a wall with its private residents. Now, I'm sure idea. Who Kufour is. Let me show you. Under J.A. Kufour, there's something called Mechemu. Nyoma Kufour ye where part 1. Mesemu nkonko defend Kufour da munja Kufour on a pasco kra. Now, I'm sure danger be. And like Kufour we see him. You are make sure idea be. Under Kufour. Now, there's something called the Consolidated Report of the Auditor General. I mean, BM, say document legitimate. Consolidated Report of the Auditor General Special Audit into Operations of District Assemblies for the period 2001 to 2004. Now, here. Transmittal letter is there. Introduction, scope of coverage. Now, share part 2. Cash management, page 6 to 633. Expenditure control, page 34 to 53. Procurement and stores management, page 54 to 68. Contract management, page 69 to 70. Air loans management, 91 105. Statutory matters, 106 to 115. Now, pages now, that was part 2. Pages now, page 3, page 9, page 14, page 17, page 22, page 26, and page 29. Shadi Esiwo Kufour under the leadership of Kufour. Kufour only any right to speak about corruption in Ghana. They say he's one of the greatest criminals in Ghana politics. I'm sure idea. Where district assembly auditor under Kufour I'm sure. Now, this document, Office of the Auditor General, Ministries, Block O, blah, 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 DSA, Consolidated Report of the Auditor General on Special Audits into the Operations of District Assemblies for the period 2001 to 2004. Now, who read the letter in Yina? Well, maybe I second hall read, no. I'm sure I did all. I say, the report portrays financial management lapses, breaches and internal controls, and departures from the legislative framework, policies and guidelines established for the administration of the district assemblies. These have in no small measure contributed to the irregularities with financial value of more than 237 billion Ghana cedis appearing in this report, which have been included in my annual report to Parliament. Auditor General say, under the leadership of Kufour from 2001 to 2004, audited district assemblies, because of when nimraso, nyoma bi a abano ema district assemblies ni bi efom ye ebu so no, a car omudwiri gu no na around 237 billion Ghana cedis. Now, who breaking it down now, we share the Auditor General at that time, you'll be shocked under Kufour. Munim sa nyoma wenti, monyo sa Kufour ba no or Yesu because mu mudo do MPP for Sebia Santifodi be mon kenkan. Mo pese mu politi Ghana former Kufour ba Yesu. Kufour is not Jesus. He's the worst president in the history of Ghana. Now, I'm sure idea. You see, yanko inside the audit. Honorable Uyumbe show, shadie. Consolidated summary of key findings and recommendations. Cash management, shall you see here, under Mopapa Kufour. 1. Cash management issues involving a total amount of 52.2 billion were noted in various district assemblies as follows. 1. Failure to issue receipts. Under Kufour, district assemblies did not issue receipts. Sika about 23.6 billion went away. We didn't see it. Under J.A. Kufour, and remember, Mr. T read the first page, Okacham say, Omo nimra biaso, Parliament mrao, Ghana mrao, na under J.A. Kufour, the district assemblies, they were not following any rule. 2. District disbursement from revenue, 7.32 billion. 3. Misapplication of funds, 6.5 billion. This is 2004. What did Kufour do? He did nothing because he had set his people at the district assemblies. That is how he was making the money. 4. Missing district assembly common fund, HIPIC funds and transfers. Missing district assembly common fund, HIPIC funds and transfer 3.46 billion. Common fund, HIPIC sikakra iraye. Transfers and amfribem na ira. Kwasiafo mo say yeme pa Kufour chew. The same period na Kufour Airto Hotel no na your HIPIC. Where did he get the banks get that money from? But this is the audit. HIPIC sikakra iraye, district assembly common fund iraye. During transfers, how much was missing? 3.46 billion. The report is there. Go and read. Mekane Kufour is the greatest criminal in Ghana's political history. Now, Kwasiebi to say, Adana, Okasasa. I'm showing you the facts. When come in here, Mona Musemenye. Number 5. Source deduction by District Assembly Common Fund, 3.4 billion. Every single thing was in billions. This is the Auditor General's report. Now you come to misappropriation of internally generated fund. IGF now, 2.77 billion. They just chop IGF. Internally generated fund now, district assemblies were raising, they were chopping it. And Kufour. Then you tell me, say, I'm a Kufour, Kufour is lazy into TV that. Make sure Kufour no. Now you go to MP's Common Fund, not fully accounted for 1.9 billion. MP's Common Fund, almost a dinina. And don't forget, Kufour was the ECOWAS chairman there. It owns a hotel, make one sabachrono. Now, ECOWAS bank account, and Kufour was the ECOWAS chairman. Remember, Revi, don't sit there and say, the American Yana Kufour, your HIPIC, na osay ECOWAS chairman, and it's na hotel no, na neba etuminya loan free ECOWAS bank no. Now you go to suppression of value books, 1.6 billion, unsupported 8 fund disbursement, 8 Then we come to unearned salaries. Salaries this for 789.7 million Ghana cedis. Remember, Metro Kufour Ban Hotel no, where a district assembly common fund audits and Kufour. Make a hotel na make a chose ECOWAS bank account. Na Kufour na the chairman of ECOWAS. Satani or HIPIC na the ba air top a hotel of $6 million. Now banks are ECOWAS banks, national investment banks, Ghana for banks. Those were the banks giving Kufour Sika. Where Jimmy? Okay, Jimmy say I should not speak on Kufour. Me chawa debi. Mo pe Kufour story. Mo be defend the Kufour. Mo pa. You see this? Top 5 scandals that rocked J.A. Kufour's government. Me nko 5 in me chawa one pair. You see this one? Diversion of 60 billion Ghana cedis to fund party communication strategy. Under Kufour, he was able to divert 60 billion under his leadership to fund NPP communication strategy. You are sitting there. Also Kufour doing. Imagine. Sa ban bi aba. Near say ban atam sika we command the party communication strategy. This is Kufour. Let me read a story. Another scandal which rocked the NPP administration under President Kufour was the alleged diversion of 60 billion, which was reported to have been used for the party's communication strategy. A 2009 audit report, go and find it and read in Moa. A 2009 audit report revealed that an amount of 60 billion of taxpayers' funds accrued from the Tema Oil Refinery Debt Recovery Levy, TOR Sika. TOR, Sika ne that TOR. Tema Oil Refinery Debt Recovery Levy, HIPIC, and others were used to fund the NPP's communication strategy for the 2008 general elections. Omo tam TOR Sika, and omo tam HIPIC Sika, and omo de call party CF party communication strategy. 60 billion Ghana cedis. Also, I'm Kufour into Uber threaten me a call. Uber una me. Uber kamashe. Abufunu. Udi nibe kanishe. Now, the report, however, determined that auditors could not find details of this communication strategy or how it was executed, but found that certain dubious payments had been made to amorphous groups which with names such as First Responders, Blow, and Prim. These are the groups they put together. Oh, this is an MPP group. Blow. Where must you from Prim? Where must you from First Respondents? 60 billion and Kufour. When you dream of Kufour bedi wa Ghana, me chem kakre bi na ma ye mi show. Na me tese kwasie bie na no. Kufour is supposed to be in jail. Na nim de wa ma me kire ade bi. Oh, Kufour de ba power no. In some American, uni nipa no ye Kufour Auditor General. It was this man. Dr. Dia Ajiman. Do you know that man? That was the same man Kufour buyer or the audit board, so audit service board. He was the man harassing Dumelivo. Dr. Dia Ajiman was Kufour's board chair and Auditor General. This Dia Ajiman, papa ya na oti Auditor General's board and this one na frustrated Dumelivo no. It is the same man. He was the Auditor General for Kufour. But you see Jimmy Ana. Nane Kufour the buyer no dey the audit service board so and they started frustrating Dumelivo because it wasn't a Kufour who appointed Dumelivo, and these were the people who were going after Dumelivo on the board. So Dumelivo petitions the Kufour over interference by board chairman. This man, Sa Papa we Diajima we onu na ye Kufour Auditor General. He is the one who covered all the crimes in Kufour's administration. He didn't surcharge even one person. Diajiman. And it's not Dumelivo yes obey Jumano. Kufour the more most frustrated Dumelivo our audit board and so because Kufour this is what they do. Mona mukofa ba yo na mitimi baby mukofa stone boy. I was just sitting at my somewhere enjoying my something and mukofa ba say bo pese Ghana for Kufour boni awedi. Why we are not supposed to even allow him to speak on national television on state issues on national issues. This man, into Ushaya, he was the one frustrating Kufour. Onye, Professor Diajiman resigns as chairman of Audit Service Board. This is 2025. Where mo na mo frustrated Dumelivo no, where na ye auditor Emma Kufour. Afe what ya say, most ma mianka Kufour asem. Ni aka say endem bebunu no ye kire de Kufour aye akiro mo a. Oyiso mo Kufour mebu no. We are covering some up because your person Kufour enya a little bit of respect in the system. Niagasi ye bie Kufour to a and say Kufour uncle to him Pia Bontene. He has no moral right to even speak on corruption in Ghana. Now, my mention my dear, me respond demo with facts. Someone I must Kufour disabled. I want a problem because me I call. There is no tape on this planet I'm Kufour disabled. No, I am more created that impression no. Because mo konante ya na mo pe a video of me insulting Otum for mo enya bi and na makofa we aba because mo did say ene be ma mo power mo bodam memete ha no onyankopon wo ho no no power for bawomia ene jantrani no power mo did say mo konante ya 8 years mo enya a direct video of me insulting Otum for until you thought this is red meat for you people mo boa me I am not that pushover young man. Every single thing I do, I calculate. I know what I am doing. No, because whatever I talk about, but the fact and my credibility is more important than your mother's dross. Me, as I sit here, I am not somebody you can just come and say things and I'll be like, oh, me come so easy sao. Because I say me make a Kufour is not disabled. If you people, MPP people, want to force Kufour to be disabled, it's your problem. It is not my problem. Kufour is just lazy. He is not disabled. And Minjina Bebian Kufour is disabled. It is someone who Kufour is disabled. That is your problem. You will have to go and beg Kufour for creating the impression that Kufour is disabled. He is not. Now, in Suwa, Mamencha report, in Mebruna Mabanunim Kufour, government white paper on the report of the Commission of Inquiry, Ghana at 50. Unum nyama Kufour ria through Ghana at 50. Unum krono Kufour boy, mona mo yo me metiano na ma ye din na me mpese me bibia. Mona mo se me ncheche Ghana fom, dwirim ene krono a Kufour bo Ghana. Ena me kire Ghana for no. Yanko Ghana at 50. Ni anhwe krono a Kufour and then the MPP ni bought Ghana at 50. Detail in na me ya kire mo no. Ejimi for mo nti lazy ase. Wasiafo mo soro mo kasa de say moa. You don't understand lazy. In kamwa mo fin mo nkenkan. Ma say zoom ponche. We kas mo jimi nti. Ya wo mo say ntwi. I say mobro. I say my toilet mu mo kasa jimi mu. Instead of you to understand the mokano, mu kasa say jimi mu. And me, I am here. Me what time? Me what time? Now, my man, show Krono Kufour Ghana at 50 bob. Me ne wo. And so, and there, you see, be return the command to be he's living good on the mountains. Maybe I Kufour Ada in Sino, Masasa Dan in chain. Yeah. Me told Masasa 2012. Maybe I Kufour Tino, Masasa Dan in chain. I'm not a joke like that. Now let me show you this. Shadia. Say Kufour wasem ma embebunu ni hu Kufour boni awedi ene krono awabo. This is a year report. Audit report na me de no. Ghana at 50 na mo say Kufour Ghana at 50. Audit report we read there. The government accepts the following observations, the deductions and findings of the commission. A commission came together to do a forensic audit investigations. Ewo Ghana at 50 no. Where Kufour kodwom pieni rekubrobe ne set no. Mo hwɛ de omo ye. A total of 51,800,000 United States dollars. $51 million na Kufour de Ghana at 50. 2007. 51 million. A total amount of 31,800,000 United States dollars. 38.1 million, equivalent at that time to 293.10 billion. So $31 million in 2007. Now the Ghana schema now you 293.10 billion. So that's the kind of Kufour Ghana at 50. Almost a year 300 billion Ghana cedis. That is the amount or the Ghana at 50 no. After the forensic audit or investigations, the white paper president said there was saying in here almost 300 billion cedis and I could force the Ghana at 50. Ghana at 50 DNA. And yet line Amusako Jina Serbia, yeah, in confusion to ma 300 billion went into Ghana at 50. Reports, no investigation. That's what he told us. Now you see this. Now, out of the 293.10 billion or $29.31 million, it was approved by Parliament. Original Parliament is say almost 300 billion to go and do Ghana at 50. And people are now majority in Parliament. They gave Kufour 300 billion for celebrating one-day event. Now, Uko Enima, that's what it says. The first tranche of 20 million United States dollars, equivalent to 182.90 billion, was approved on 20th July 2006. The second tranche of 11,800,000 United States dollars, equivalent to 110 billion Ghana cedis, was a loan from Fidelity Bank. That was also approved by Parliament on the 30th day of July 2007. First chunk in the Parliament approved here. Second chunk a loan Fidelity, a whole country. Yes, celebrating Ghana at 50. We had to take loan from a bank under Kufour. Almost 300 billion. And Kufour G say or the celebrating Ghana at 50. Kade, me chira Kufour, mon kwala na munim dwumadi Kufour bedi no. By 31st December 2008, a total sum of 97 million, let me open it up. 97,770,388 Ghana cedis and 44 Ghana pesos. That's the amount been spent on the celebration. So by the 31st of December 2008, na Kufour sika was spending 97 billion on the celebration. 97 billion. Now, moving forward, this exceeded the sum of 29,310,000 Ghana cedis approved by Parliament. Parliament approved Sikama Kufour. Parliament Sika wa approved Kufour spending more than how much Parliament approved. Parliament Sika wa approved Kufour Jefa no. Kufour spent more than the Parliament. Now, when we move forward, this was in violation of Article 178 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and the Financial Administration Act 2003, Act 654. J.A. Kufour ebu Ghana mraso Article 178 obuso Parliament sefasika we celebration odi more than that. And then Kamahama yes adena angada kambeka kamode monum kanka beka mahama kromfo mahama yewi mo papa Kufour Juma de odi in Ghana now. The terminal report na me read akire mo no. Entimetina ga Kufour ye kromfo a. Memo bia ntina Ghana nga se na me mu panyini. Panyini obi afie, but Eba Kufour as an elderly man, as an Ashanti, as a father, as a grandfather, I respect him so much as a husband. But Kufour as a politician is a criminal. Me MPP in Americans as no. Now, the available records show that the Secretariat alone spent 75 million Ghana cedis. Kufour bie Ghana at 50 secretariats. Celebration Obie Secretariat almost spending close to 80 million Ghana cedis. A secretariat keke. CBA Kufour be free SHS secretariat na odiwia musike nyina no. J.A. Kufour Ghana at 50 Obie secretariat keke. The secretariat is spending close to 80 million Ghana cedis just on the celebration, as against the CEO's reported 60 million Ghana cedis. Almost spending close to 80 million. And so CEO of the Secretariat, Ekas almost spending 60 million. This is an audit. This is the report. Who was the CEO? Why is the CEO working? Anytime I say JJ Rawlings had a problem with Atamils because say you forward na go say chomugum and Atamils by Christo 7. And the end MP vote me and not to be catch a Ghana for say NDC to me NDC are crumb for. It is because the NDC has always allowed these piglets to be walking on the streets, because these MPP criminals are not supposed to be walking on the streets of Ghana. Mamencho danger team biako for ye. Now, uko enima. This is the report I'm reading to you. The MPC and the Secretariat utilized all the internally generated funds representing the sale of cars. Cars that are Ghana at 50 no. Representing the sale of cars and Sase land, furnishing, mansions, sponsorship, totaling 19.3 million. Ghana at 50, that was the first time who car a friend Chrysler. Ghana at 50. Kufour was a Chryslers about Ghana. BMWs. They took the cars, they shared it among each other. That is Kufour. That was the first time who was Chrysler. Obi drive will be. And I'm who I'm say, hey, Ghana at 50. And I'm who Chrysler first time. Osi Kufour then yesu. I don't have the right to criticize him as a politician. I am bother mo. Now, this is what the commission says. The chairman of the NPC claimed to have obtained written authorization from the Minister of Finance to use the internally generated funds. The National Planning Committee, almost say, Finance Minister mom go ahead and say, almost spend this sikana. Abra Parliament actually almost sika almost spend it. They did not even trust Parliament. They did not even respect the law. Mu Ghana mra. Mu Parliament. Ko 4 times na mechira no. He never respected the laws because that time now unima kenkan now unim bibia na Asante for radio nkwa na news into omo kata Kufour krono so and I make sure no say Kufour is the worst president in Ghana. You have a president krono Kufour. Atamils made one of the biggest mistakes. And JJ Rawlings always had an issue with Atamils. Oh, yes. Now, here, the Minister of Finance did not have the mandate to give the authorization since it would have been contrary to Article 176 and 178 of the 1992 Constitution. The Finance Minister then did not have the authorization. Because the MPC CEO no say Finance Minister the more charges so omundiska Moana mo bota mo MPP for I say we ntwamwa kwasiafo mo ka say anyhow. Now when you move forward in that investigations, the law is that authorization for the use of internally generated funds can only be granted by an act of parliament. Utilizing the internally generated fund without authorization from parliament constitutes a violation of Article 176 and 178 of the 1992 Constitution. Inti the whole planning committee, the but you know what? Kufour did not care because they used Ghana at 50 to steal from us. Me say anytime I'm Kufour asam subiano, me kai mo Kufour. Me ma inchini who Kufour is. Kadia bia Kufour ye. Now, the internally generated funds were to have been used to repay the fidelity loan. Sikana almost said, Secretariat raised, internally, nango some the court fidelity loan, That's what happened. Omuntia and omudie. Enti wana betu asakano, you and I, and ye betu asakano. Enti omwa na omudie anima, yakoji loan of fidelity na sika omu raised by the secretariat. You also editu because people donated. Banks, so many people donated to the Ghana at 50. It is our sikano, nango say the court loan na ya fidelity. And so Kufour and make sure say Nire Kubrobe impienimono, they chopped all the money, they didn't care. They are all supposed to be in jail. Obi say, Omu paid for every form. And today they are grooming another criminal in the name of Baumia to come and sit on us and shit all over the country. Now, we no delete videos in free GBC. And baby and wabekwa Ghana at 50 videos. Kufour na over free power. And on instructed GBC for say everything that corrupt about him corrupt biano. Or deleting in tapes in anything it is so difficult. Hey, Ope Kwame Nkrumah videos, time another president easy to access it than to get Kufour's videos. But I was had because Kufour is a political criminal. Strategically, or you're good in stealing. Anything and there, you go on the internet, you don't find anything about Kufour, but you can find so many things about Kwame Nkrumah. You can find so many things about Liman. You can find things about JJ Rawlings. You can find things, but J. Kufour, you need to struggle. You know why? Because Bonia Kufour Bedi, he cleaned his ass. Now, let me leave it here. After Ghana at 15, what I say, I don't even want to conclude it. Now, yes, I didn't know. We Ghana at 15. I feel who a car now a bo sika omudi unim do we Ghana at 59 or they redenomination by because he wanted a way to bridge the debt to look like Yandeka 1:1 and then the common create a Ghana at 50 better also because you see Ghana at 50 he made so much money, they stole so much from us, they wanted a way to make sure said the debt automatically fizzles away or evaporate. So how were they going to create that for people to say oh, say Kufour boka 10 billion and the $1 and 10 billion $1. Anything or buy now say or the BBF redenomination. Now ask yourself, Kufour did redenomination buy no? You busa Bank of Ghana for say redenomination. I didn't know do you understand? Reasons on my okay. Kufour say 1 Ghana 50 pesos. Me say Kufour a boss akron no nyina wie no oni ne kofin pie mu ne otaf mafo mu wie na so da bi sa ekewe ayabo ato na too much aban sesan ebeko jail. So let's do something, let's rebase, let us do redenomination. Yama sika no anwode no embedru the same as the dollar send ye be ya aban sesan na say ye bo besia ana ye wie sika 10 billion it is the same as Ghana city. And then the redenomination by it is when you go and read the document, Bank of Ghana release here about redenomination. The reasons for redenomination. I'm sure idea. This is the reasons that they gave for the redenomination. These are the specific reasons the Bank of Ghana gave in 2007 for the redenomination of the cedi, based on the official explanation and Bank of Ghana publications at that time. Enti reasons ben tina Kufour say Ghana sika no oba be redenomination after owie no, after owie sika ni nyina one ne nkofo no ewie Ghana at 50 na e kabeda yeso no, then they said yenye redenomination na sika ni nyina nya pe se na be ya Ghana fo ejiminti omunhu sika dodo ayewia. Now let me show you the reasons intia JA Kufour a redenomination, the value is the same. Ohun se mo ejimi. 1, simplification of accounting records and the ease of expressing monetary values. Simplification of the accounting record. Send a accountant for one Ghana for ya keka sika semboma emfa yeniso. You want to simplify it. Send a auditors, accountant, yamata, emfa moniso. Aden na auditors ni accountant any bank manager makare so mo yamata for moniso because he wanted to simplify the money. Send a oboka 10 billion it will be Ghana $10 billion 10 billion cedis. Untumi nka say Kufour oye ede sa mat na Kufour di Ghana ska. These are the reasons that omo for redenomination JA Kufour. Now, second, reintroduction of the culture of using coins, which will reduce pressure on banknotes. Or say, now omo pese Ghana for enya sa subaina omo be use more coins. Send a note no ana paper sika no pressure amba so redenomination reasons ni. Kwasi afo mon kenkan MP before nwan. Yeah, man na me to be baby o. I was enjoying in Ghana and I'm afraid me say me chirechirem. It is second reason almost say na person di padodo ni use coins instead of notes and our paper sika send a beya pressure embed sika so redenomination reasons they be no. Messiah, get me the advert. Now, point 3, significant reduction in the transaction volumes. Almost now time redenomination now man for eco banker na sika no doso in 1% for this sika ketua kuta eco bank, the value is the same. Ogi some way Jimmy. MP before Kufour not use some way Jimmy or use some to say moi. These are the reasons until your redenomination. That was the beginning of our end as a nation because he was wiping out his debts. He was wiping out the money he stole with his colleagues. He was trying to find a way. And now, Baumia is a smart economist, because the Bank of Ghana Baumia as an advisor or something. So Baumia and Omubua Kufour money redenomination to the real Musikano. And it's an Baumia because if it wasn't for Baumia, Kufour the jail. And can you Baumia or Bank of Ghana or manipulative papers, and much trust reasons where Kufour be them. Because now Kufour himself, JJ Rollins in Yano, but because now JJ Rollins himself Kufour Kufour, he had evidence. So Kufour knew what he was doing. And it's in there, Baumia Jimmy and Sabbath now, Montuma Baumia, because Baumia saved him from going to jail. Number 5. Efficiency in payment system such as the use of ATMs. Also, I couldn't tell me a redenomination say, no person Kufour to me use ATM pa. Do you know how much we spend to do redenomination? Unimsika say na, yeah, redenomination unimsika Ghana say no. These are foolish people. Closing of banks, banking closure. How much did they spend to close banks down? It is the same 442 formation. And where you JA Kufour, number 6, facilitating the introduction of the use of vendor machines and car parking meters. Redenomination, non compare say, I could tell me and say, send a parking meters be and the Ghana, I from a parking meter. Send a park car, na meter be so, na meter they ready how long the car will stay there. No wait here. How many from Kufour's time? And him for always a parking meter is Ghana. JA Kufour comfort. Oh, no, some Jimmy. On you say Sebio, you know, Santifoni, be don't king kind. Almost na Sebio, the foolish masses, or Mubedi and PPH. That is what they did to you. Osama Mekako. Now, number 7, promoting tourist expenditure. What the fuck is this? Promoting tourist expenditure. And it's now a redenomination. Now, these are the reasons, Baumia, a try, a manipulated documents, Emma Kufour redenomination of the Bank of Ghana. Because that time, no, now Baumia woho as a research assistant. They are the ones who guided Kufour to make sure he evade a jail. Now, moi munyini na mote TikTok kan kwasi asem no. Me kire mo J.A. Kufour na power na mebo no. This is J.A. Kufour. What did he do? J.A. Kufour for Ghana sika $1.5 million. Or the day or the kwa brochire kon nani gold. E de begu ni kom. Papa we J.A. Kufour during his time in office. J.A. Kufour etam Ghana sika $1.5 million. Or the command a yedi and Bruni se on nani chain in fambre no on from man who award any than kumuno. Me MPP J.A. Kufour in 2008 na oba be free power and otam Ghana sika $1.5 million. And or the kwa bruchi and or the command Bruni say ye gold chain never mame. Na me fan to me come na me call for me fan bomb me ho abaso. Now the story no the year story in my metro. When you read the story the BBC covered and yet me I'm showing you where the story BBC crack about story no and the news it was carried by Will Ross BBC News Accra. Date na no the Friday 11 July 2008 8-9 PM UK time and a BBC epic story way J.A. Kufour story. And in terms of Kufour asem no otam Ghana sika. Now let's read the story. The Ghanaian government spent more than $1.5 million. That's around about 704,000 pounds. Buying 515 gold medals from a company based in the Channel Islands, officials have confirmed. Otam almost $1.5 million. Edeko abruchiri, edeko yeden, edeko ma company bi. Our Channel Islands, so mo fanye gold, no fan tunu kum, yamfa man award, our Ghana. Now, when you read the story, almost half of the medals were given out last week to prominent citizens at a colorful national award ceremony. The government says the rest will be presented over the next 4 years. Some medals now go for the 1.5 million. So that question sabano. Kakrebi no de man go for with can say next 4 years the beba. Mumuza go for say medals na can I win. Go for your crumfo. Me say J.A. Kufour $1.5 million come out Bruni wa bruchiri. And I say obebo no ho abaso ene nkofo bi. And or the come company bi no mo ye gold no 1.5 million. Yes, I did gold ne buy no medals ne buy no. Or say oh ni nyina ntuma ma na the next 4 years no eda yedim no 2009 10 11 12 no sa gold ni nyina beba na ya fresh ankofo no the gold na to mu kom. Mu ko bu say papa Kufour say gold na sa 4 medals na kana ewen. Into kind story now. I say almost half of the medals were given out last week to prominent citizens at a colorful national award ceremony. The government says the rest will be presented over next 4 years. The medals are intended to reward outstanding contribution to Ghana, but critics say the money would have been better spent alleviating poverty. Now, these are the facts. 18-karat gold. Recipients included politicians, chiefs, business leaders, and even country's president, John Kufour, who will step down at the end of the year. 2008 na free power no, and okoye medals ne baye, ni nyina amba, or see the next 4 years na beba no de mama kano. Ye busa Kufour, gold na okotua 1.4 million, medals na kind ewen. Kufour na chain no wen. Ya papa Kufour na chain no ewe he ene na mibusa wo wona nom na se member power menka me to menka wasem ba wonananom say memma Ghana fo hu nipa a woye na membo power na omo hu de waye e wo Ghana ye busa wo medals na ewen medals na wotam Ghana fo sika 1.4 million so with the gold e betoto nkofo kom no sa medals na ewen ye papa Kufour na wonananom keka nkwase asem Kufour are one of the greatest criminals in Ghana politics. I'm basing my facts on these things. Nyoma mi read actually no, and then I be based so I catch Kufour is a criminal. Let's ask Kufour. You know way, gold chains na way. Obe bunu na me a call. Now no idea the na me. Mo ayana mo MP before ni be mo bodam. Ayana mo nim nipa mo ni deal no. Most of them kasaba has said moye nyanka. I said more bodam. So we are asking Kufour. Now already BBC for story now. Or say he was given the highest award. Kufour was given the highest award. The Grand Order of the Star and Eagles of Ghana. Hey, rather than go for. Yeah, Papa Kufour. Okoye gold number 2 no. He got the highest award. Your friend, your friend. The Grand Order of the Star and Eagles of Ghana. Sa award na Kufour the man. Now, the gold, set in 18 karat gold, it was also the most expensive at $65,000 in pounds, na 32,700 pounds. Gold na Kufour did Kufour de na boarding. The okachi mo say ebesa aba no onane fra ne de no so mo jimi obeche kakra bi ena oka say de aka no the next 4 years le beba de na eda kom no wanane de aka ni nyina na eda kom into 13:1 na eda kom ena oka che nkwasiafo say mo amo de aka no mo ntwan next 4 years ono ne last year no enso oka che say 4 years time de aka ne beba that time no sa ni gold na send kom na $65,000. In 2008 no na wa nane nipa be 30 dia Canadian ho ne dan kom ohum samo ye moa me se Kufour is one of the biggest criminals in Ghana politics.